Hi there, this is Tim Brennan coming to you live from the British Museum in London. So what this is all about is we're bringing the barefoot community together. I've got two chaps here. This is actually the second meetup that I've held here. And the idea is to bring together the barefoot community so that we can join forces and make it so that the barefoot concept can fulfill its potential on a world stage. And what that looks like is in 10 years' time from now, wouldn't it be fantastic to look across all of the ordinary shoes that everyone wears and have them be barefoot shoes, so they allow the foot to work as nature intended. And this is not just, you know, a passing fad. This is about a revolution in health. At the moment in the US, about half of adults aren't able to walk or exercise as much as they want to. And what I believe, and what a lot of other people believe, is that everyone should have the right to healthy feet. So I'm just going to turn off the camera, and we're going to go to audio only. And we'll just have a once round the group just to say, you know, who we are and what brought us on this journey and what it's done for us so far. So my name's Tim Brennan, and I invented Vivo Barefoot, and it was a college project back in 2001, and at that time I just wanted to solve my own ankle injury, and what it led to is realizing that this problem was not just affecting me, it was affecting pretty much everybody. And in countries where they don't wear shoes, I was finding out that they don't have all these problems that we suffer from, like whether it be collapsed arches or bunions or plantar fasciitis, or just like having painful feet. So I realized that it was a big project, and I created a shoe which is called Vivo Barefoot. I licensed that to the Clark's family back in 2003. And what I did after that is pretty much nothing. I thought my work is done. So I kind of walked away from the situation. And now in 2019, I'm back. I'm back, and I'm here to say, you know, this revolution isn't going to happen by itself. So we've all got to come together. Being on the Zoom calls is a great place to start. And once, you know, once we get enough people on the Zoom calls, we're going to start some really great projects over in the Slack group. So Slack is an app, and it's a great way of coming together and doing project work. So my invite to everyone listening to this is to keep attending the Zoom calls and come along to the Slack group, sign up and get stuck in and help out making this revolution be a reality. So I'm going to pass over to the other guys who are here and just, you know, spread the word, say what your experience has been and what you do for a living and whatever you want to share. Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ayo, and my story with Barefoot is quite interesting. It's different. So I met a woman last year, and now this woman's my girlfriend, and she wears barefoot shoes all the time. So after about a few months, I asked her a question: how come you wear these barefoot shoes? What's the benefit? And she just explained to me that it's changed her life. She feels like a lion in the jungle. She can move more agile, lots of energy. And I didn't really believe that at first. I was so skeptical. So I just didn't take it too seriously. But eventually I thought, you know what? Let me buy a pair of these shoes and let me try it for myself. I'm not a runner. I go to the gym, I exercise, but I don't really pay attention to the footwear I wear. So this was truly a different experience for me. So I bought a pair of barefoot shoes, and I've never looked back. And I almost wear them 24/7. And if I'm honest, it's been the almost a life-changing experience because I feel like a different person when I wear these shoes. And if I try to go back to my normal shoes, I always feel the difference in, in my energy, in my body. I always feel the difference, and I always feel like, oh, you know what? This is why I must wear my barefoot shoes all the time because I don't feel the same if I go back to normal shoes. So my experience of this shoe is just amazing, and I can't really say enough good things about it.
How many years has that been since you started?
So it's not been years; it's been about 4 months
Really?
since I've been wearing these shoes, and it's made a difference. Such a difference.
Did you get along with the shoe to start off with, or was it like a problem?
So at first, it was hard to fit into the shoes.
Yeah.
What I made a mistake of doing is buying different. I bought the wrong size because I'm normally a size 12.
Yeah.
So I bought a size 12 and it was a bit off. So I had to get a 10.5 and I found that was the right fit eventually.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's been amazing.
And that's the Vibram shoe.
They're the Vibrams.
Yeah. What I love about that shoe is the big toe gets all the room that it needs. It's like, it's incredible, isn't it? But
yeah.
I'm a bit self-conscious, so like I like Vivos when I'm out and about, so people don't look at me. But I don't know, it depends what you like. You like that, don't you?
Yeah. So I wear these, like I said, 24/7. So I get a lot of looks and questions on the train about what they are. But if I'm honest, I love explaining it because I believe in the shoes, and it's actually made a difference in my life. So I don't feel any type of way to talk about it to other people. And I've got some really, really cool responses. I've made some friends on the train because I wear these shoes.
Yeah.
It's a good conversation starter as well.
The other thing with Vivo, it's like my business card. So if I'm wearing Vibram, they're like, so you're not the guy who invented this. I'm like, yeah, I am. This is like a spin-off, all right?
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome.
I'm not going back to normal shoes.
Cool. All right, thanks for sharing it.
Morning all. My name is Srini Gundeli, and my journey with Barefoot shoes started back in 2014. I was about to run for a 10K run, and I started exploring different shoes. Firstly, I went to Nike and then looked at any pair of shoes which could help me run faster because I was timing my run. And I started exploring, and I went to Asics because they have a rhythm, shoe pattern, or they try and analyze your run pattern in terms of what shoes could be a good fit for you. So I did that, but apparently because I have a wider width of my feet, none of the shoes were the exact fit. And at that point, I started exploring further, and I looked at Vivo, Barefoot. I also looked at Vibram. Both of them seemed to be more comfortable because my toes were fitting in comfortably, and I had more room for a better run. So that's probably the starting point. And then since then, it's been more than 5-6 years. I haven't changed my shoes for sporting events, whether it's gym sessions, whether it's running. I normally wear either Vibram or Barefoot shoes or Vivo Barefoot shoes. And apparently I've started wearing them in the office as well. And at the beginning, I did have some pushbacks, and some senior colleagues did ask me why I'm wearing those shoes. And when I explained to them exactly what's the purpose, what's the long-term goal of wearing those shoes, they were on board as well. And I think that's probably my journey so far. Yeah, I think it's been great. And I think it's one of those things where you have to educate people because you're out of the norm and people don't accept things out of the norm. So it's one of those learning curves where you have to educate yourself as well as the other people around you if you want the acceptance within the society.
And for someone who's never worn the shoe before, if you're like talking to them about what your experience has been,
Yeah.
what are the kind of key points that you would tell them straight away?
Generally, I would tell them try and look at YouTube videos. There are lots of YouTube videos out there, so that they have a transition period, because most of them tend to think, okay, if I change to these sneakers or Vivo Barefoot shoes, they will be adapting straight away. No, I would say generally it takes about 1 to 3 months time, depending on your physical attributes. So whether if you have knee pain or hip pain or back injury, generally it will take longer if you have some sort of injury in the past, say 10, 20, 30 years, because your body's not used to it. So you have to give it some time, because your natural instincts of your body tells you not to adapt at the beginning, because you have had that injury in the past. You should have a transition period to move into these barefoot shoes.
Have you introduced anyone else to barefoot shoes, and has that been any interesting stories there?
I have, yes. I've tried to introduce to my office colleagues. Some of them, I would say 1 out of 10 would be the winning number, because it's out of the norm. You have to educate to them. But in terms of external or outside society, I would say the gym friends have adapted very quickly. If I tell them the health benefits of them, so if you want to squat heavy weights or do heavy deadlifts, then go for the barefoot, because generally they take their shoes off and do barefoot. So I've seen a lot of them. I try and approach them and tell them the benefits of barefoot shoes. So that's been a winning point for me in the gym session. So
Cool.
that's good.
Have you introduced anyone to the barefoot shoes?
So I post a lot about the barefoot on my social media, on my Instagram and Facebook. I try to do it nearly every day. I post pictures, I talk about my experiences, and I've got 2 people to buy these shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they wear them all the time.
Yeah. What did they say when they first started wearing them?
They said, I'm getting stared at. They didn't really pay attention to how we were feeling at first. They were more concerned about what other people thought.
Yeah.
And that's something I've trained myself to deal with. In terms of my stutter, I've had to adapt to that and just be myself. So
Yeah.
I take the same approach with these shoes. I have to be myself and be proud of my stutter, be proud of wearing these shoes, because it's helpful to me. It's actually changing my life. So I shouldn't care what people think.
Exactly.
This is very important.
I think it's a stigma within the society that you tend to be judged based on what you wear, how you look, and if you're out of the norm, absolutely people question and try and be more curious, because why you're out of the norm, you're not like us.
Yeah.
Why are you so different? But the story behind it is you have to reflect on yourself. What's your long-term goal? To live longer, live a happy life, live a more healthy life, or look at people within society and be judged by them because you don't feel good that they are not comfortable you wearing those shoes which are different.
Yeah. Well, I've always said that, it's part of our nature, like looking at what other people are doing, and when someone doesn't fit in, kind of like, maybe kind of like questioning and not really welcoming that. That's not anything new. That's actually, I believe, is part of like what it is to be human. And one example of this, my daughter, she's 8, and she's only ever worn Vivos, and she at school she does the daily mile. So every single day they take them out to the playground and have them run for 15 minutes doing laps of the playground. And she has always had really good, running technique. But just recently this year, she started coming home and saying that she's got heel pain. So I videoed her running and we played it back in slow motion. And she's actually heel striking. And I was kind of thinking, how could that possibly be that she's changed her technique? And the only explanation that I can think of is that she's running with other kids who are also doing that, and she's copying them. And it got me thinking. And I was watching was watching an interview with Kipchoge, and someone asked him, you know, did you grow up running barefoot? And he said yes. And so I did some research into how the Kenyans run, and what they do is they run in groups, and they all run barefoot. Before they get good, when they're like youngsters, they just run around barefoot, and so they're all like supporting each other. So like they all have fantastic technique because they're all watching each other and being around each other. And whoever we're around, we kind of just, it's just our nature to be like them. And that's why, you know, the barefoot movement, it is such a, you know, it has so much potential, but it is also really slow to get it changed because everyone wants to do what everyone else is doing. And there's only a small number of people who don't give a damn about that. They want to just get on with it and have what works. So, you know, but I think you guys sharing today is the key. It's the key. It's just like getting the word out there, having everyone, you know about what this is about. When you hear enough people saying this is amazing, you know, why not try it? I think people will eventually. So yeah, I'm gonna end it there, and I'm gonna just switch on my video to say goodbye. So thank you very much for joining us here today. And like I say, join another Zoom call soon and get stuck in with Slack, and I look forward to working on a project together later. Okay, see you later, guys.